Greetings, young Portal Master. I have been waiting for you. I am Eon, your guide in this world. But where are you, you may ask? This is Skylands.
Hello, Portal Masters. Welcome to the Return to Skylands, an asynchronous episodic channel containing Skylanders content all across the medium. Most of my content is usually posted through the passion I have for the game, with many growing ideas as we grow together. As a YouTube reminder, make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoy this content, and let's get on with the video. For my first video on this channel, I'd like to discuss how I'd wish to run this channel, and quite possibly what we'll do if we can in the future. Along that, I will also showcase my collection of Skylanders that I collected before the darkness consumed the franchise. First thing, these videos will not be directed to kids, nor should be labeled for kids. If there are any parents letting their kids view my content, please be advised, knowing that I can curse at any point during the span of my channel's growth. If you are uncomfortable with this, please, by all means.
Don't let your kids watch it!
Moving on, I'm currently a college student, so my time cannot be designated to the channel most of the time. Instead of focusing on scheduled releases, I plan to just make content whenever I can or want. So please understand if I suddenly go dark after 3 months, it isn't out of the realm of possibilities. Unfortunately, I cannot get gameplay footage of my personal experiences. I can occasionally make IRL videos or content, but nothing purely to call my gameplay. But with that being said, most of the gameplay and music I use will be linked in the description, alongside a disclaimer in the bottom right telling you immediately whose gameplay it belongs to. Hopefully in the future I can have more space, so we can do fun stuff like streams and get our own gameplay. However, at the current state, I cannot provide. So huge shoutouts to the ones linked in the descriptions of these videos for really just helping me out. The road is quite limitless with how this channel can turn out, but these main 3 points are the things I'd like to warn my viewers. If you're uncomfortable with this information, I don't mean to trouble you, but I advise you to click off. Now how about we go look at some figures? Spyro's Adventure had finally came out for the first time on the Wii, the Xbox 360, and PS3. However, I'd never actually got the game until Christmas. I never actually bought any of the figures until a little while after Giants was released. So that's why in this image, here are the first 8 Skylanders I ever had. You have Spyro, you have Trigger Happy, you have Gilgrunt, Stump Smash, Whirlwind, Hex, Terrafin, and Eruptor. Here is the full catalog of Skylanders I received before Giants. I had customized a few of my Skylanders with some 8-year-old paintbrushed creativity. Unfortunately, this is the only video that I could put on my video editor. Good old close look at Red Furred Slam Bam. It was pretty cool back then, but after Swap Force I never colored any of the other figures. I thought it was really funny how Flashwing is there, since she was unplayable, but that's how I managed to realize that there's another Skylanders game out there. So on my birthday, I received Skylanders Giants. Here we have almost all the Giants alongside Pumpkin Eyebrow and Scarlet and Genie. I colored Bouncer into a rusted green and Hothead into a snowy volcano. Here are the Skylanders I received during my time with Giants. You could see metallic green Shroom Boom with my own colors to Igniter and Chop Chop. I think I gave Igniter like blue because I wanted blue flames, but I just couldn't handle it, so I probably just gave up. And then for Chop Chop, I highlighted his sword with red kind of like his upgrade, and blue on his bony pelvis to represent pants, because I don't know what I was doing. I don't know. Swap Force had a good collection of swappers with every class and element. You could see Magna Charge and Blast Zone got the same coat of paint as the Giants, and Ootboot even got a little red paint on his brow. For the cores I got during Swap Force, I have quite a few talking points, like a kickoff countdown, Legendary Zulu, and Legendary Light Core Grim Creeper. But also I did some paint job for Sprocket's black coat for a tank, and Twin Braid Chop Chop getting the reverse as his Series 2, with blue highlights to his swords this time, and a red on his pelvis. It's kinda hurts. Kinda wish I could showcase more of the painted ones, but Adobe doesn't like it, unfortunately, so I can't show it off. Trap Team had a fun roster of characters alongside a new line of collectibles and new elements. I was happy to get this dark starter pack for Christmas, and after that I received Nitro Crypt King. I used those specific characters to complete my first run through Trap Team, and it was really fun from what I remember. Later on I got Winterfest Lobstar and Nitro Head Rush in the coming weeks, months, which were fun additions, but nothing would prepare me for a new element to the series. On my birthday, I received the Light and Dark set, including 2 knights of their respective elements. Since the cores were pretty useless in the game, I wasn't too hell-bent on collecting them. However, I got Love Potion Pop Fizz, the legendaries from Toys R Us, and also Camo and Drobot. Here are the traps I got. Since most of the cores were useless and the traps did the same regardless of shape, most of my funds were on the Trap Masters, so I didn't really get any variety when it came to a trap other than its element. So of course I have one of each element and a hand from the undead. Of my time in Superchargers, I lost a bit of interest in the game, I won't lie, but not so much when it came to collecting. It was pretty easy to collect everything because it was the shortest game with a collection. So I got stuff like Frightful Fiesta and Mistletoe Dive Clubs. They were real good buys alongside the Dark series I got. But the saddest thing is I got Donkey Kong, which is actually really cool. However, I couldn't play him because I play on the Xbox 360. So, oh yeah, I also got Flameslayer. I think what's more interesting about me paying for Superchargers was the vehicles. Because as much as I dislike the vehicle sections in the game and how they ruin the feel of the game, despite being the general gimmick of the game, I enjoyed collecting them. Even as to buy stuff like Nitro Stealth Stinger and the Power Blue Splatter Splasher. Now I'm kinda sad that I don't have the Power Boost series for both Trigger Happy and Splat. I have regular Splat though. For my time in Imaginaires, of course I tried obtaining a lot of senseis, including Crash, Taekwondo Crow, Boom Bloom, Chain Reaction, and of course, Wildstorm. Nowadays I'm kinda sad that I don't have Robo for the ultimate flex, but here we are. And with that, oh wait, I forgot my Eon Elite that I got during this time. This time I found a Eon's Elite Dino Ring. It was shelved randomly in the store, and so I just kind of had thought to myself and I proceeded to buy it. Here are the 10 creation crystals of each element and class, and here's 4 extra creation crystals I got. Here are the adventure packs from each game. Unfortunately, when I got the Dragon's Peak adventure pack, I only bought the adventure pack without Sunburn or the magic items. That's kind of sad. I got Giants Battle items. I only managed to get the Sheepwreck Islands. However, a friend allowed me to borrow his Tower of Time, so I could put it in my save. So I technically can play it, I just don't have the minifigure. I managed to get all of Trap Team's adventure packs, including the Legendary Hand of Fate. I never collected the trophies for Superchargers, so I only got the Chaos Cup. In Imagineers, I have the Thumpin' Wumpin' Islands, the Enchanted Elven Forest, and the blue chest right there is the Lost Tiki Temple. One of the last photos I got was how much of the original 32 I have. In the time of the photo, I had 23, but as we're currently talking, I'm at 31, which is almost there. The only Skylander I'm missing is Boomer, but that's for another video here soon. A few minor photos of my collection while we're wrapping this up is to show how dusty it's been since, I believe, 2017. Now this is a photo of every Skylander in this cabinet. Thank you guys so much for watching Return to Skylands. I shall see you next time.